The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and it is New Year's Eve, and for New Year's Eve, we're kicking it old school. We're doing it old school style as we're doing a combined toy news and weekly purchases. Of course, the toy news of the week that interests me, hopefully interests you. Then all the things that came through the door via Amazon, DHL, United States Postal Service, UPS, FedEx, that old outlaw Waylon Jennings, and of course, our old friend, Santa Claus. So we're going to do this just like we used to do this on the channel many months ago and years ago, whatever you want to call it. We're going to do the combined Toy News weekly purchases because, as I've been saying, and I've been wrong week after week until this week, so I'm finally right. It took a while, but Toy News usually slows down for the holidays, and it took finally this final week of the year to really slow down, so there's not a whole lot to talk about in the Toy News department. A lot more to talk about in the weekly purchases, so we will do that. We're going to do it old school. We're going to combine the videos just like we used to back in the day. So I hope you guys enjoy, and part of that too is so we can get some more best of videos out here. As you guys know, as I always say, hardest working man in YouTube. Got a lot of best of year-end videos that have been on the channel over the last month or so. I think a total of like 15 best of year-end list videos here on the channel, so make sure you're checking those out. We will have some other ones this weekend. We're going to get into that very, very soon here, but let's first recap the week that was and do a little of the Patreon stuff out of the way. Of course, Patreon, early access to the videos. You guys know how all that goes. Get early access to weekly purchases, toy news, and all the other videos on the channel. Usually a couple days, sometimes weeks, sometimes months, sometimes years ahead of traditional YouTube. This month's giveaway, of course, Profit Director Destro will go to one winner, and then the G.I. Joe Classified Snake Eyes Wave to another winner. So still basically a day to get in on the Patreon to be a part of that. And then January, a new month, a new giveaway. Next month's giveaway, we're going to give away Chris Jericho and The Rock, brand new AEW Luminaries Chris Jericho, and then Greatest Hits Series 1, The Rock. So we're giving these away to one winner in January. So if you're interested in that, sign up for the old Patreon right now. So there you go. But let's recap the week that was here on the channel as we always do. A lot of videos, as you can imagine. We're getting down to the year-end list. Got to review this stuff so I can put it in a list. And if I didn't review it, if I didn't have hands-on feel, touch with an item, it can't be in my best of list because I never owned it. How can I say it's best of? I can't say it's a best of going off the picture of something either. So that's how that goes. But this week on the channel, we did the top 10 AEW Jazzwares figures of the year. Check that video out. I did not include Supremes, as I did say right at the top, said it's not fair. There's only 5 of them. They would be better than everything else. Next year, hopefully, we'll do a countdown list on the Supremes, so we'll stay tuned for that. We did the top 10 G.I. Joe Classified Series figures of the year. We did the top 5 NECA Ninja Turtles of the year. So the NECA brand Ninja Turtles, everything NECA Turtles. I did not do Super 7, as I did explain in that video. I have all of them. I just haven't got around to unboxing them yet. So without me having the feel, like I said earlier, I can't be ranking those guys. So we did do the top 5 NECA Ninja Turtles. Top 5 Masters Universe Origins, top 5 Masterverse. 2 separate videos. It's basically a combined top 10, but it's 5 and 5 from each one. Thought those were really good. Do love me some He-Man, as you guys know. We also did the top 10 WWE, well, I guess not even WWE, top 10 retro style figures. It'd be all things retro. So check out all those best ofs, including the ones from the weeks past as well. And we got a few more to come, I think, still to come. We have my top 20. Yes, I'm doing a top 20 miscellaneous figures of the year. This is all the other buckets of stuff we review here that don't fit into huge collections, putting a massive top 20 together. Also, top WWE Elites, saving that one for towards the end, but we will do the top 10 WWE Elites of 2022 countdown. I am going to do the top 5 worst figures of the year. I did put a poll up on my YouTube community page. Said, what do you guys want to see? You want to see a top 5 Star Wars? You want to see top 5 worst of the year? What do you want? Top 5 female was another option. Looks like top 5 worst figures of the year is winning the lead. You guys like negativity, I guess. I don't know, but we'll probably get that one done as well this weekend. And then one other thing with these top lists, so the winners of every single category, we're going to throw it into a big Royal Rumble, and we're going to do the top And I don't know what it'll end up being, maybe 12 figures of the year, something like that. The winner of each one will be put together. So very fun time to come. Make sure you're getting your list together and all that stuff. As I always say, that is the fun thing to do. Some other videos on the channel this week. We unboxed a Walmart retro Spider-Man figure. That old outlaw Waylon Jennings coming through, helping me out with that one. We unboxed the latest retro X-Men style figures with Longshot and Wolverine. Got some of the other ones up on Patreon. We'll get to them on the traditional YouTube one of these days. Terrax and the Fallen one. That thing's been on YouTube for a couple of weeks, or I should say Patreon for a couple of weeks. Finally put it on traditional YouTube this week. We also unboxed Beta Ray Bill, the Diamond Select Marvel Select figure. A very, very interesting one if you're into that style of figures. We unboxed some brand new He-Man Masters Universe Origin figures. King Hiss, an all-time favorite of mine. Couldn't wait to get him out of the package. And then Thunder Punch He-Man as well. We unboxed those. Of course, every Tuesday for almost 3 years now. I got to figure out officially what that is. But Jack's Classic Superstars. We did another deep dive into those with an old school one, Gorilla Monsoon and Bruno Sammartino. Minoru Suzuki, the Ringside Collectible exclusive Storm Collectibles. Make sure you check that video out. We unboxed that one here on the channel as well. Still got the Chase one to unbox. We will do that very, very soon. Stay tuned for that. We unboxed some more Santa, Naughty, and Nice figures. We got a last one in weekly purchases this week. Not sure when I'll unbox that one, but more to come on those. We finished Mattel WWE Elite Series 99, the set with 2 chases. We unboxed that final series, and I guess that's going to be the final set as part of our best of countdown. So it'll be interesting to see if any of those guys with some recency bias make the top 10. We'll see what happens there. We unboxed the Double J Jeff Jarrett Zombie Sailor Retro figure, a very, very cool one. Definitely check that one out. I really do like that figure there. And that's about it. Oh, I almost forgot, of course, the figure hunt of the week. Every Friday is big figure hunt. As you guys know in that video, my wife went to Arkansas. Oh, beautiful this time of year, I hear. Much more beautiful than what I had to deal with as far as weather-wise this week. But I was with the kids all week, so the kids, or Emma more like it, came with me on the figure hunt. She's a master of the Starbucks order. She's had a lot of caffeine. And we even saw a wild surprise guest in the wild. Very strange. Bumped into my dad, hot on the figure hunt himself. I accused him of trying to undercut me and try to get to the deals before me. But we did see my dad out there on the hunt, and my dad will have some more stuff on the channel very soon, so check that one out. A lot going on the channel this week, as you guys can imagine. There's just a lot going on. It is the year of, or best of, at the end of the year. A fun time of the year, but a very busy time of the year, as you guys can imagine. All right, let's transition. Let's talk about a little bit of the news this week, and like I said, not a whole lot going on. I will give a cheap plug out there. Nerdzoic, some of you guys probably follow the Nerdzoic YouTube channel. If you watched one of their videos, they did their year-end countdown list, and it was nice enough for them to invite me over there to be a presenter. So I did get to present one of the awards on the Nerdzoic year-end awards. Check that out if you have possibly missed that. So let's dive into some news this week. And how about we start off with some wrestling figure news? Boss Fight Studios coming in hot this week, right for the end of the year. They did announce on January 9th we are going to see the MLW pre-orders. So they're finally going to come to the market with the MLW figures that was probably announced 6 months ago or so. It'll be interesting to see who's in Series 1, as I got to think they'll have some of the homegrown talent from MLW, maybe the Von Erichs, maybe Alexander Hammerstone, but will we get somebody like an Enzo Amore that's worked over there, or maybe some of the other guys that have been around in other federations? It'd be a good way to get them to an almost Mattel-type scale figure, as we do know Boss Fight does have the Lady Maravella and Conan shipping out to consumers right now. Hopefully I'll have that sometime the first week of January, so more come on that. I'm hoping the scale is a little bit better. That was the only thing that was kind of holding those back a little bit, so we'll see that in the review. I don't think it's changed, but we'll see. We'll do comparisons, we'll do all that kind of stuff, all that discussion. But if you're into the Boss Fight Studios, January 9th going to be the day for you. That's the day we're going to do that. Grapplers and Gimmicks, old Hastel toy, his toy line, he's showing more of the Godfather. So if you're into the Godfather, he's showing it off, showing the tattoos. They're matching up with the Papa Shango tattoos from the Hasbro. It definitely does look like a good figure. It'll be interesting, as we keep saying on the channel. Where does 2023 go to us with retros? Going to be an interesting time there. And of course, we're right around the corner from the Kane Mattel ring. That is going up, I believe, on 1/6 for Mattel Creations. So if you need your Attitude ring, you need your Kane, like me, we got to go over there. We got to go to Mattel Creations. We got to get that figured out. So more to come on that when we do get it. So more to come. We also move over to, that was it for wrestling. It was a quiet wrestling news. No AEW, no Mattel. We'll see what happens in January. NECA showed a teaser picture again for Krampus. What are we doing? What are we doing, NECA? I believe it was about a year ago they showed us a teaser thing for Krampus, and now they're showing us another one like the day after Christmas. So when is this Krampus figure ever going to come? When is Krampus coming? Maybe next year. We'll see what happens with that one. But they did show that this week, so take that for what it is. A few other things this week, a few news things. I don't know if some of you guys saw this. This was kind of the fret of a lot of people this year, but they did announce the IRS has paused the ruling on the $600 tax. If you guys remember, if let's say you're selling on eBay, you're selling in groups, you're selling as a business. If you sold under $10,000, you didn't have to report it. Well, now they moved it, or they supposedly were going to move it this year, that if you sold over $600, which isn't that hard to do, if you're selling stuff on eBay, Mercari, usual places like that, over 600 isn't very hard to do, especially in this day and age. But they did pause that ruling, so it sounds like there's going to be another year reprieve on that, and I think that is the way to go. They said it got caught up in bills and things like that. Well, I think the real reason for that was, what I've kind of heard is, the Biden administration, or whatever you want to call it, was trying to hire many more IRS agents. They wanted more IRS agents to look at the eBay sellers, look at this, and get their money out of it, I guess is what you could say. A long way to get there, but they couldn't find that many IRS agents. Just like every industry in the world, it seems like it is so hard to find help, so hard to find people. They couldn't find all these IRS agents. How do you go after all these little people without that? So that's kind of, I think, what really happened there, if you read between the lines a little bit. But that's great for some of the sellers out there, that don't have a business, that just sell on eBay. It takes away a lot of hassle, a lot of that kind of stuff. So I want to point that out, as nobody's really talked about that as we finished up the year, and that was such a big discussion topic at the first part of the year for a lot of people. So I want to make mention of that. Final thing in the toy news to really talk about, discount. I've been telling you guys forever, now is the time. And I went to Target. You saw it in my figure hunt this week. I think I went out on Tuesday and Wednesday were the big days. I hit my Target stores, Walmart stores, things like that. And they were doing the after Christmas sales on the toys. And I tell you what, toys cleaned up big time at the end of Christmas week into the first clearance couple of days. As Transformers, things like that, 100% empty in a lot of these Target stores. So the deals are out there, but they're really slim, because it seems like a lot of that stuff really did clean up in the last couple of weeks. But there is a lot of deals going on, and that is, of course, they're going to try to clear all the old stuff out, get what they can, because we got new resets, we got new figures coming 1st of January. Now, it'll be interesting to see what kind of quantities we see in some of this stuff. We're really in that gray period of ordering, where we're kind of out of the COVID ordering phase into the new world ordering phase. So the first quarter is going to be a really kind of gray area. You're going to see a lot of some stuff and maybe little of other things. That is my guess out there. But discounts are there. There was some really, really good ones, and we're going to see some in weekly purchases this week. Some really good stuff. So you guys, you long gamers, there might not be as much stuff left over, but there's going to be some stuff out there. And now is your time to pick up some deals and steals, as one might say. So there you go. That is the news of the week. I'm looking around, nothing else. Like I said, very slow news week. We got a lot in the weekly purchases side of things, but we got to do the album of the week, and we're going to do that right now. Of course, it is New Year's Eve as we're filming this video. New Year's Eve, big time, of course, start of 2023. We're going to have to figure out how to start writing 2023 instead of 2022. It always takes me like 2 months of messing that up. But every time of year, this time of year, I always go to my favorite album from one of my all-time favorites, George Harrison. Yes, Beatles George Harrison. I am a huge George Harrison fan. He is my favorite Beatle. Absolutely love George. Absolutely love his solo career, too. And that's what the album of the week is. It is the album Dark Horse. Of course, the greatest New Year's Eve, New Year's Day song of all time. Ding Dong, Ding Dong. Check it out. George Harrison. So underrated. Obviously a Beatle. How is a Beatle underrated? But man, George Harrison is for sure. Check out his entire catalog. Strong recommendation. That is the album of the week. Now we get down to it. Now we get down to the weekly purchases. All right, let's get down to it. Let's get down to the old weekly purchases. And quite a week this week, as a lot of stuff did come through the door, including my big Ringside order. You guys, I've been promoting those Ringside sales. Of course, discount code Kyle, save yourself 10% even more. I was promoting that stuff forever. I also picked up a lot of stuff, and I waited till the end. Got to get the best deal possible, and I got a huge haul from Ringside this week we'll talk about. Unfortunately, it should have been last week, but it was lost for about 6 days in the mail with all the big storms up my way. Everything got delayed. I had a ton of stuff delayed last week, and that's the way it goes. You can't fight Mother Nature. But we got a lot of stuff to get down to, and I know a lot of you guys said, oh, I can't wait. Christmas should be a big one for you. Well, you know, like most dads, and if you guys are dads, you probably know you don't get a lot of presents for Christmas. You get a couple of things, and I got a couple of things here, but not a lot of Christmas stuff here. Christmas is, I guess, rookie season. It's weekly purchases every week here on the channel. Christmas week, that's when we take a little vacation. We let other people have some fun, maybe. Who knows? But we do have some stuff in this very video. But I wanted to kick off weekly purchases with one of the coolest gifts I have really ever gotten. I was blown away when this was on the doorstep a couple days ago, or yesterday. What is it? What is time anymore, as I always say? But I got this. I had no idea what it was, but it came from one of the good brothers of the channel, Tim Merritt, a Patreon supporter, longtime viewer of the channel. He sent me something that immediately brought a big smile to my face. I was just bowled over. I was totally shocked, and thank you, Tim, for sending this my way. And this is something I have never had in my entire life. So I guess new ground will be broken on this one. And what are we talking about? Well, we're going to Hot Toys, and I have never owned a Hot Toy. I've seen them forever, but Tim sent me this, and you guys are going to get a chuckle out of it, I think. What is it? It is the man. It is the inventor of Cape Season himself. It is Lando Calrissian, Billy D. Williams. How cool is this, Tim? I was just, the smile, you couldn't wipe it off my face. Lando, one of the all-time greats. It's Cape Season year-round. We're headed into 2023 Cape Season. I'm here for it, and Cape Season's going to get a prime spot in my display very, very soon. And like I said, I've never had a hot toy in my life. I don't know. This could be a very, very expensive trip. I don't know if I'll take the trip the whole way, but definitely Lando, he's going to have a prime spot in my collection. Thank you once again, Tim. Means a lot. Very, very cool. Cape Season rides again, Hot Toys style. There you go. But we keep the giant figures going on. It's one of those weeks for the 1/6 scale stuff, I guess, as I did get via Mondo through the door, like a lot of people. I did get my deluxe He-Man figure, the Mondo one. I still have not unboxed She-Ra. Still haven't unboxed Skeletor. I guess we're going to add him to the pile. Maybe we'll have a 1/6 unboxing week on the channel. Maybe that's what we'll have to do. But this He-Man, I am very excited for, but I'm also extremely nervous because you know this is a very pricey, expensive figure. A lot of people, I've heard it in comments, I've seen the chatter, a lot of people, he is breaking at the waist. I am so nervous mine is going to break at the waist. I'm going to try not to have a meltdown if it happens on camera because you guys know how I unbox these things. It's live to tape. I unbox it. Omega Spawn, anybody remember that? So if this bad boy breaks, oh man, this might be the biggest, just the biggest nuclear bomb that's ever hit the channel if this does break. So we'll see what happens. More to come on the old He-Man 1/6. Beautiful, beautiful piece. And then I did get this at an absolute steal off of Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. X-Men the Animated Series, Wolverine Mondo 1/6 Mondo Wolverine. Very, very cool. Not going down the rabbit hole on these at all, but I love Wolverine from the Animated Series. I thought this would be really cool. And to get it for under $100, what are we doing? Got to pick that up. So 1/6 in the house this week. Can you believe that? Absolutely wild stuff right there. But the hits keep on coming. I did get another gift in the mail this week, and it came from Figure_Photography76, or as I call him, Hank. And Hank, I actually met. I was on a business trip. Topeka, Kansas is where I was. Absolutely stunningly beautiful this time of year. Shout out to Topeka, Kansas. I was there for a couple days of meetings. Well, we had a lunch break and an email break and all that stuff. And I said, you know what? There's a Target down the road. I'm going to skedaddle on down there. And that's exactly what I did. Went to that Target and actually ran into Hank. Hank was nice enough to introduce himself, said, what are you doing here? And I said, I'm asking myself that same question. But ran into Hank there. I think that's when I found the RoboCop. maybe the Toka and Rezar NECA turtles. It was quite the adventure in Topeka, Kansas, and Hank was nice enough to say hi. We chit-chatted and talked a little bit. Well, then Hank sent me something in the mail this week, and I thought this was just really, really cool, very inventive, very awesome. It is for, of course, the Macho Man Randy Savage, for the Mega Powers Macho Man. Hopefully you guys picked that up at Ringside. If you haven't, what are you waiting for? But it is a big robe for the Macho Man. How cool is this? An awesome, awesome robe. But the cool thing that I really like about this is it has bendy wire in it. So you can get it in all kinds of different positions, things like that. Well, Hank is apparently a master of the Macho Man and his robes, his capes, whatever we're going to call it. He's a master of that. He makes these not just Mega Powers, he makes all different ones from Macho Man's career. So if you're looking for that, hit him up on Instagram. I did post an Instagram post with this in my Instagram, and I did put a link to him. So reach out to old Hank if you're interested in that. Very, very cool, very next level. I really do enjoy that, so thank you, Hank, for sending that my way. So there you go. There's a few of that kind of stuff. I did get a few Lucy's this week. Oh, I love a good Lucy figure. I know you guys do too. I did get the very rare Jack's Ruthless Aggression Japan exclusive Ultimo Dragon. Now, I do have this in box, but I always wanted a loose one. Found it at a good price. Couldn't wait to get it. Beautiful cape. It is cape season after all. Ultimo Dragon, a fabulous figure. Where is more Ultimo Dragon figures? Wrestling Trader Cella, I know, but can we get in that Cella Uncensored line maybe? Can we get Storm Collectibles? We need some nice Ultimo Dragon figures. I think we all agree on that one. I also did get another Ric Flair. This was really cheap. Unfortunately, it is missing his pink robe. It is the Jakks Classic Superstars 24/7 exclusive Ric Flair. Like I said, missing the robe. Maybe I'll come across it one day, but either way, it's good to have a Ric Flair loose in the collection. I'm here for that. So I got Ric Flair right there, looking really, really good. And then the final one, Ruthless Aggression Series 1, the Walgreens exclusive TNA Impact Sting. One of the rarest sets that you don't hear about a whole lot, but of course when Jakks lost the WWE license, they went over to TNA. Well, most people know the Jakks TNA figures as the Deluxe Aggression style figures. However, Walgreens got Series 1. It didn't go over so hot, so they canceled it. Very hard to find figures, but this Sting has been one I've been looking for loose for a long, long time. So I did get the Sting from the Ruthless Aggression Series of 1, TNA Impact, Walgreens exclusive, whatever you want to call it. So a little Lucy portion here on weekly purchases. Now we head into some other things, and here is the gift for Christmas my dad got me. My dad got me some figures. My dad got me some stuff. He did help in some army building. We will go to the Python Patrol. We go to the Cobra Vipers. The Python Patrol Vipers, actually. Got 2 of those from my dad, so thank you, Dad. Got those, and then I also got a little book that I've been playing the long game on, and this is up on Amazon. But it is the X-Men book of the trading cards. So very, very cool if you were a kid of the 80s and 90s collecting Marvel and all that kind of stuff. It has all the cards front and back. So without having to buy the cards, oops, as I drop it, you get a little of that with it. So very, very cool. Really do like this. A lot of time collecting the cards back in the day. And that's not it for card talk. We're going to have some more card talk in this very video, so stay tuned for that. So I did get those from my dad. We unboxed these on the channel already. Thunder Punch, He-Man, King Hiss. But I did get those technically this week for those keeping track at home. So put those with the old Lucy. Very, very cool. I do like both of those ones. Thunder Punch wasn't one I ever had as a kid. It's not my favorite by any means, but it is cool. It is something a little bit different. So there you go. The hits keep on coming in the G.I. Joe Classified universe, though, as I did just literally about an hour before I filmed this video here. Emma, my daughter, of course, and I said, hey, we got to go to Target. I'll buy you Starbucks. And she said, let me get my jacket. And that's what we did. And you'll see that in next week's figure hunting video. But who hit the pegs? My boy Bazooka. So Bazooka is out there hitting the Tiger Force Bazooka, of course. So I did pick him up. Look for the review of him this week. You know me, I can't wait to get the Joes open. Bazooka, one of my favorite Joes. Well, the hits keep on coming, and Kyle did something over the holiday season. I really wanted to watch Moon Knight. I really wanted to watch Miss Marvel. Really wanted to watch Andor, but I just got stuck watching, Cannibal Holocaust and the things I normally watch out there. But no, I'm hoping there's still some time. I do have Monday off, fingers crossed. Maybe I'll watch something. Maybe I can binge Moon Knight. Who knows what might happen. But one thing I actually did watch over the holiday break was the Black Adam movie. It came to HBO Max. I said, you know what, I'm going to check this out. And I gotta say, just like I thought it would be, it's not something I'm going to watch multiple times, probably never going to watch it again, but it was enjoyable for the time. And that's good enough for me. I'm no film critic, even though if I play one at school every once in a while. But film was fairly good. I thought it was all right. It was worth the price of admission, which was free on HBO Max. But it did make me a little itchy for the figures, so I did get Dr. Fate, $9.99 on Amazon. I said, what the heck? Dr. Fate, $9.99, I can live with that. So I picked him up, and then I did get the Atom Smasher, and he was in, like, the damaged pile at Amazon. What do they call that? From other sellers' pile. They had a damaged one. $18 on this big deluxe figure, and you can see it's got a little rip in it. But guess what? Kyle's going to open it up, so you got to get a deal. $18, normally like $39, something ridiculous like that. So I did pick him up. So, yeah, what the heck? Why not? I should have next week. Entertainment Earth had some of the other members of that set on deep clearance. I picked up those like Cyclone for like $8. Discount code Kyle, saved another 10% on top of that. So we'll have those in next week's weekly purchases. But got some of the Dr. Fates, Atom Smashers this week on the channel. Big Bad Toy Store came in hot this week. I already talked about the Thunder Punch and the King Hiss. Well, I also ended up picking up Naughty or Nice Zombie Santa. I said, you know what the heck? Zombie Santa, and I do like this extra head here so you can really mix it up. I really do like these figures. Talk about maybe possibly the sleeper figures of the year, the Naughty or Nice collection. As you guys saw, we unboxed 2 of them on the channel, so make sure you check those videos out. But the hits keep on coming from Big Bad Toy Store, as I did get the new Masterverse, Masters Universe, New Eternia Stratos. My dad will probably have to pick this one up. My dad, big Stratos fan, big Hawkman fan. He loves those winged creatures like I love a hairy bipedal creature. But Stratos through the door this week. Got Evil Lynn. Oh, Evil Lynn got her when she kind of turned at the end. I hope they don't give us that big old steroid Hulk up Evil Lynn. We'll see what happens with that, but we do got that one. A very cool one, Roboto, coming through. So we're going to unbox all these on the channel. You guys know we always do these. We'll do them in 2x2 fashion. And then we did get Frostra from the Princess of Power. Not really up on my Princess of Power knowledge, but had to pick her up to complete the set. So Frostra is through the door. And then we got to talk about gotta get a deal out there. And as I talked about Targets, Walmarts, there's a lot of deals. Seems like Target has more deals right now. I would assume Walmart in the next week or so, but we did see some Walmarts out on the hunt that started the week before Christmas. So your mileage may vary depending on your Walmart. But I did pick up another one of these. I unboxed this on the channel about a week ago as well. Check this out. Best thing about the Lightning collection is the monsters. But I picked them up for $30 at Target. Well, here we are a week later. I go to Target, $15 on clearance. So I picked this up. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back to Target, going to get my old receipt and say, here you go. Take this back at $30. Got him for $15. Got to get a deal. Nickel and dime. It all adds up to more figures is what that does. So I'll take him back. Then I picked this up. I do have a little bit of a Green Lantern collection, as you guys have seen. If you watched my toy tour, and perfect time of year to watch the toy tour as we begin 2023. Hopefully you guys did enjoy that video. But I have a bit of a Green Lantern collection going on, so I grabbed this Power Ring on clearance for $12 at my local Target. I figure, you know what, I'll sell the Build-A-Figure pieces like I did with Owlman, for example. I'll get, you know, $9 back, whatever, make this like a $3 or $4 figure. Got to get a deal every single day, but I guess I'm going down the rabbit hole of a Green Lantern collection. So Power Ring through the door this week. So that's it for round 1 of weekly purchases. Now we move over to round 2, which is my big Ringside Collectibles order. All right, let's get down to it. Let's get down to round 2 of the weekly purchases. And like I said, I had a big Ringside Collectibles order come in this week. So very excited to get these things. And some long game stuff and some stuff that caught my eye. As you guys saw, the sales were absolutely insane at Ringside. And I've had a few people reach out saying, man, next year I'm going to play the long game. I'm going to wait till the next year at Ringside. Well, hold the phone, stop the clock on that one, because something tells me, and I don't know anything, this is just old Kyle putting the business hat on, that I don't think Ringside is going to be ordering in the quantities they ordered in last year, because, once again, it goes back to the COVID thing. The COVID demand, all-time high, moving product like crazy. We've seen the demand drop. We've seen it at retail. We've seen it all over. I don't think they're going to order as many cases. If they're ordering 1 million, maybe they're going to order 500,000 next year, whatever it may be. I don't know the numbers, anything like that. So I don't think we'll ever see a sale like this again. I think in the future we're going to be talking. You'll see it in Facebook groups. Oh, remember that Ringside sale of 2022? Oh, it was so good. And then I saved an even 10% more with discount code Kyle. People will be probably saying that maybe down the line. But who knows? We'll see what happens with that in the future. But there was some steals and deals for sure this time of year. over at Ringside Collectibles. So here's what I ended up picking up at Ringside. I don't even know where to start at this point. How about we start with some stands? Kyle making his last stand. I had to pick up stands. I always pick up a bunch this time of year because $2.99 for a 10-pack. Got to get a deal. But I got a black stand, black stand, black stand, black stand, black stand, and you guys saw I had more stands earlier on in the Ringside sales as well. So I did get those. Also got good friend of the channel, old Cody Rhodes. Yes, Cody Rhodes unmatched. And guess what? I got 2 Cody Rhodes. Had to do it. Had to get 2 Cody. Good friend of the channel, as I always do say. But I got these 2 Codys. And then when I got my box, I said, wait a minute. I got those 2 Codys. Hey, maybe there's a chance I got a chase. I didn't even think about that. Unfortunately, no chases for Kyle. But I did get the 2 Codys. And I'm going to use these as a little custom project in the future. So I did get 2 Cody Rhodes via the Ringside sale. Got a very cheap one here. I'm not sure if my dad's interested. Dad, I know you're watching. If you want this, I will gift it over to you, as I think this was only $8 on clearance, but it is the SummerSlam Undertaker figure. Just a cool enough figure, very interesting. And I'm kind of thinking ahead for some different custom ideas, things like that. Might have a plan for this Undertaker in the future. For $8, not a bad deal. Same thing goes with the Ringside exclusive John Cena figure, NWO gear. I really like this exclusive. I thought this was a really cool one. I know it wasn't for everybody, but this is a perfect base figure for customs. Maybe you want to take this NWO shirt, give it to Booker T Ruthless Aggression. You could do that. You could use the body for a custom figure, different head, things like that. This is a good base figure for customs. Saving this for a rainy day. You never know when I might need something like that in the future. Had to get up a second one of these. I forgot to order it originally. Got it this time around. It is, of course, Baron Corbin, Happy Corbin. Of course, the first one I got, I display him as kind of the bum. This one, I'm going to display him as the Happy Corbin. A 2-in-1 figure, works really good. I'm glad they did that. So I got Happy Corbin this week from Ringside as well. Picked up another Ultimate Fiend. I think this was like $12.99, something like that, and then 10% off that. I'm going to do 2 different looks of this Fiend, I decided. It was so cheap, caught me at a weak moment, pulled the trigger on that. So the Fiend coming through the door this week. You know I had to get a mint on card version of this one. I was playing a little bit of that long game. Got the Ultimate Warrior. Oh yeah, Ultimate Warrior from the Royal Rumble set. Very, very cool, or I should say Survivor Series set. Ultimate Warrior. Very cool. Mint on card collection. Part of my Warrior collection. Had to have that for sure. Another good suited figure. I need to get more heads of myself made. Kenny Omega in his cool street gear. Absolutely love this one. If you checked out my top 10 AEW figures, you might see this one on that list. But I absolutely do love this one. This is like a jacket I would wear to a work conference or something like that. I always like to wear crazy stuff like this. So that really does hit home. Like that a whole lot. I did pick up this whole set. I believe it was only $20. And speaking of Boss Fight, who we talked about earlier, I picked up the Boss Fight Juventud Guerrera. Ray Phoenix, of course. Can't have Ray without Penta. So got Penta. And then, of course, Taya Valkyrie. So it was like $22 or something like that for this entire set. I do have it mint, or I already do have a loose set. We unboxed those on the channel, as you guys know. But for that price, I said I'm going to just have a mint on card set, or I'll possibly give it away on the channel one of these days on the old Patreon channel. We'll see what happens. But for that price, I said, man, that's too tough of a deal to pass up on. I have to pick it up, and that's exactly what I did right there. Moving on to a couple other things here as we finish out weekly purchases. The last weekly purchases of 2022. I did get Top Picks Randy Orton. For some reason in my mind, I didn't think I had this. Then I was just scrolling through and I realized, guess what? Kyle already unboxed this on the channel. That doesn't happen to me very often. I don't know where I got so confused at. I got mixed up. Maybe it was the Drew McIntyre I skipped from this wave because it was the same. Maybe that's what got me. I don't know. So now I got an extra of this Randy Orton. As usual, we'll figure something. Worst case scenario, I donate it to Toys for Tots next year. Like I donated a bunch of stuff this year too. I don't know. But Randy Orton through the door this week. And then this one was like $2.99. Maybe it was $3.99. Buddy Murphy. I just said, you know what? This is a cool enough figure. I'm just picking it up. I don't know why. One of those things for a rainy day. I'm just not sure. But for that price, felt like a good deal. So I guess like Randy Orton, if I don't want it a year from now, I can give it to Weekly Purchase, or I can give it to Toys for Tots. Easy for me to say, but just a very cool one. That Buddy Murphy figure, always enjoyed that one as well. And then a couple other things. Ringside was nice enough to send me a little present. All Ringside, always appreciate that. And they sent me a little bit of the AEW trading cards. So a box of trading cards. They also sent me a box of chocolates that my kids devoured really quick. But they did send those as a thank you for all you do this year. So it was really nice of Ringside Collectibles to send this my way. I haven't unboxed cards in a heck of a long time. Maybe we'll do a card break. This isn't a card breaking channel, but I figured that would be fun to do. Bear with me, as I've never watched a card break because I don't do cards, but I think it would be cool to unbox these, see what's going on, see what all the fuss is about with cards. As I was an avid card collector back in my youth, as some of you guys are aware. So maybe we'll do a little unboxing, we'll do a little card break. It looks like there's 8 cards per pack, 8 per box. So we'll see. It'll be a quick, nice little video, but I guess stay tuned for that one early on Patreon as usual. Then the final piece of the puzzle, I did unbox the first one on the channel. You already did see it, Monaro Suzuki. I still have not yet unboxed the Chase version, so I will be unboxing the Chase version of Suzuki. This is a Ringside Collectible. The other one, there's a little bit of gray area. It doesn't have the sticker on it, so it makes me lead to believe you might be able to pick that guy up elsewhere. Not exactly sure. I guess we'll stay tuned to find out, but this one for sure, Ringside Collectible, white gear, Chase edition, blonde hair. Very, very cool. Can't wait to unbox Suzuki. And I talk a little Suzuki knowledge in the video. Also, a Boss Rutan unboxing that is currently up on Patreon. That's the most biased unboxing you will ever see in your entire life. But we talk some Suzuki in that video as well, so stay tuned for that. So there it is. Quite the haul for the Christmas week. Some big, big stuff. Some big, awesome gifts that just blew me away. Some cool stuff. Some long game. A little bit of everything. And that's probably the perfect way to sum up 2022 is a little bit of everything. And I hope for the end of the year you guys enjoyed all these best of videos. Leave me your list and put them in order in the comments down below in those videos, because I really do enjoy to see the people that take the time to put their list together and put some reason behind it. I always do enjoy reading that stuff to see the temperature of other collectors out there. So check out those as we finish up the year. Perfect time to check out the Toy Room Tour. Very, very big Toy Room Tour, as you guys know. This year on the channel, I quickly counted it up. I did over 1,200 videos here on the channel this year. 1,200 videos on top of working, you know, like 70 hours a week at my full-time job. So that's dedication, folks. We'll see if we can keep that pace up in 2023. Something tells me we could probably do that. Never surrender. That's what I always do say. But I hope you guys enjoyed the channel. I know not everything is for everybody, but I think everybody's got a little bit of window they like. Some people like it all. Some only like He-Man. Some like G.I. Joe. There's a little bit for everybody here over on the old channel. So make sure you do subscribe to this very YouTube channel and tell a friend while you're at it. Don't forget to like this video. Give it the old thumbs up. Always does help the channel when you give it a thumbs up. You guys know that by now. And then, as we always say, there's even more content over on the Patreon. I think there's about 100 videos that aren't on traditional YouTube that are on the Patreon right now. So if you need more videos for whatever reason, there is that. There's also bonus Q&As. Just did a Q&A the other day. There's giveaways, as you guys know. A lot of stuff going on over the old Patreon channel, and it truly is the best way to support the channel. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. Don't forget about Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson, SirPaul64 over there at Twitter if you want to connect on social media. And then that's about it. That is it for a New Year's Eve weekly purchases / toy news, just like the good old days, I guess some might say. But a very, very busy time frame for all you guys. Hope you guys all have a good New Year's. Hopefully you all had a happy holiday, and I'll see all you guys real soon in 2023. Oh yeah, I'm also rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling my way into the new year.